This is my response to, excuse me. This is my response to Style Master. Fuck Atheist, it's for dummies. First thing I want to mention, you show evidence for emotions, which is the physical chemical reaction that goes on within the brain to produce these effects, and then you say that that they're not real. That doesn't make any sense as far as I understand what logic and reasoning are. Secondly, I'd like to point out that you can kill yourself with thought, as you could decide, I don't want to eat, and then not eat, or I'm going to pull this trigger and blow my brain out. Like, you can kill yourself with thought, as actions are dictated by thought. Subscribing to a belief just because you don't know something is merely superstitious. And another thing. Who says the entirety of existence isn't amazing? Like, I've never heard anybody say that. On top of, like, even if it is random, why does random automatically mean it's not amazing? Random is just as amazing as anything that's done purposely that is amazing. Like, amazing is a description for what, like, an end result might be. That's not an actual clinical definition. That's just what I'm saying for this moment. And if you actually do have people that have said that, they're obviously jaded and not very observant, or some other equally deranged thing. And in the context of what you're saying, I agree that there are things greater than myself, like gravity, magnetic forces of the Earth's core that keep us protected from the sun's radiation, the sun itself, light, heat. Like, but at the same time, I am just as much composed of all these elements as everything else in the universe. I am a part of the universe. If you deny any other part of the universe, then the entirety of it falls apart. Like, it cannot exist in any other way than it does, which is why it's what it is. And just because we don't know why doesn't mean that it's automatically a god or a creator or something else. The greater forces are already there and apparent. We've pointed to them and went, hey, that's why. But not to say that everything's learned or that everything that can be known is known by any means, but yeah, that doesn't mean there's a God just because of that. Doesn't mean there's not a God either. I'm not saying that either, but until it's proven, I'm not going to believe it. Just like I'm not going to believe that my coffee maker works by magic just because I don't know exactly how it works. Although I could make a scientific guess of how it works, I would have to dismantle it in order to find out for sure. But I don't want to do that because it's the only coffee maker I have, so I'm just going to assume that it works the way it does. But that's entirely off subject and has nothing to do with this. But yeah, that's my example. Like, can you explain how a coffee maker works? And if not, does that automatically mean God did it? I mean, no. So, why would you assume that just because you don't know how the universe works, God did it? Or God didn't? Like, why would you assume anything? Don't assume anything. Atheists are merely scientific in the fact that they don't assume anything they do not know. They do not know there's a God, so there is no God, as far as we are able to be aware. That's, as far as I understand it, what most people's point is on atheism. I don't have much else to add, but thanks for the video, and I'm not trying to be short or arrogant. I'm not very good at speaking to the camera yet, so it might come off a little weird. That's my answer.